Exactly. Exactly. Hey, y'all. It's me. It's your girl, the real deal. And y'all know I'm about to come in here and I'm about to let it out, set it out on a nice kind and nicely way. See, we about to go live, people, because it's a Florida woman, y'all. The content is about a neighbor fatally shot a woman through her door, claim stand your ground law. Now, one thing I can say before I show y'all the video, I got about 3 videos to show y'all that first of all, the mom did the right thing to go over there and see what her kids did wrong. And thank you for this message right here, 8 Ball. This is 100% truth. She was a scary coward with a big mouth. She needed to pay for this. And that's true. So we're going to get into this and we're going to react to it. We're going to react to this video, but I'm going to show the first video when it happened. Okay? And then I found something different. Let's talk about this. Oh, yeah, I was looking at this. So.
New video this morning shows a woman in handcuffs after allegedly shooting her neighbor through her own front door. 58-year-old Susan Lawrence is charged with manslaughter with a firearm, a first-degree felony with a maximum sentence of 30 years in prison. This is Lawrence's mugshot. Fox 35 got it minutes before 1 o'clock this morning. First appearance begins at 9 a.m. We are in contact with jail officials about whether she is scheduled for that time. The arrest follows a day of protest over the death of A.J. Owens, who was killed after being shot through her neighbor's door.
Yeah, the pair were allegedly in a dispute over a children's tablet as well. And Randy Hildreth is live outside the Marion County Jail this morning. Randy, the sheriff has spoken exclusively with Fox 35 about the arrest and the ongoing feud between these two neighbors.
Hey, good morning to you both. And one of the more difficult pieces of information that's come out of this investigation is that Owens's children were key witnesses in piecing this story together. I do want to break down the very latest that we got from the sheriff's office in the series of events that unfolded that day that ultimately led to Owens being shot. And one of the things that the sheriff's office has said is that Lawrence was angry at Owens's children who were playing in a field near her home. We're told that she started yelling at them, which was overheard by a neighbor. One witness says that Lawrence used racial slurs towards the children. Deputies confirmed she threw a roller skate at the children and one was hit. And they do say that an older sibling of Owens went to the home first to talk to Lawrence, and she swung an umbrella at them. And that's when they say Owens went to the home and knocked on the door. They say Lawrence fired one shot through the closed front door and it hit Owens in her chest with her 10-year-old standing next to her. I want to show viewers that mugshot again that we got overnight. And Lawrence claimed that the shooting was self-defense and that Owens tried to break down her door. But investigators say between witness statements and surveillance video, that was not true. And Florida's stand your ground law doesn't work in this case. In that exclusive interview with Sheriff Billy Woods, he acknowledged the growing calls for Lawrence's arrest, including protests yesterday. But he said investigators needed more time to go through everything.
We know the direction is going and we can't give out information, and it's difficult because here's the truth. Did we want to make the arrest that night? Absolutely we did. There's no doubt about it. It's tragic when we see somebody that just shoots through a door and shoots another human being, really just because of a neighborhood squabble.
And I got another video I want to share with y'all. See, the mama did the sister did what she's supposed to do. She's supposed to went over there and talk to the lady. But I want y'all to see this.
Court date today for the woman who shot and killed her neighbor. The case made headlines last week after Susan Lawrence shot A.J. Owens right through her front door. Lawrence says that she feared for her life in that case.
Okay, let's stop it right
charged
here.
with manslaughter.
And today,
prosecutors right here. How she fear for her life? She the one doing all the action. She the one making all the noise. She the one shot through the door. How's she going to fear for her life? In other words, it's something y'all already know, but we're going to keep it different. We're going to keep it respectful. But y'all don't already know what time it is right there now. But to kill somebody after somebody come over there to find out what their children doing is most definitely wrong. This is most definitely wrong. So y'all already know what this 911 call was for. Okay. Everybody looking at that woman. They brought that woman in court. Everybody looked at that woman. Everybody want to know what's wrong with that woman, y'all. So I want to finish this out.
Deputies, she was in fear for her life the day that she shot and killed 35-year-old AJ Owens. The two women.
The girl went in about 35. That's it. She went over there to do what she's supposed to do. She's supposed to knock on the door and find out what they did wrong. She did that. She did exactly what she's supposed to do. Supposed to knock on that door and say, "Tell me what they do. What happened?" Okay.
Been at odds for at least 2 years, and police had been called to their neighborhood at least a half dozen times before the shooting. Much of the
half a
bad
dozen of times. The half a dozen of times. I would have told man to stay out over there in that woman's yard before I go to jail. Golly, how did this come this far?
blood centered around children playing outside in the neighborhood, which Lawrence had a problem with. Her landlord says he'd placed a "keep off the grass" sign on one side of the property to try to quell the issues so that the children would stay away because Lawrence had complained about noise. Lawrence also told detectives that she called the victims' children by racist slurs in the months leading up to the slaying. According to the arrest report, Lawrence told deputies that she had a headache on the day of the shooting and the kids were making too much noise in the yard. So
Well, ma'am, that ain't no. Oh my God. Now you saying you had a headache and the kids was in your yard. Now, okay, it's two things. I understand what she's saying. She don't want nobody on her grave. I do understand that. But two, it just switched now to she having a headache. She having a headache now. And that's why she did what she did. It's two you disputed you saying two different things. Which one is it?
Confronted them. The kids told investigators she'd chased them away from a common area in the complex by swinging an umbrella at them. Later that night, as some kids were playing basketball outside, detectives say Lawrence came out of her home and threw rollerblades at the children, hitting one in the...
What? Come on, y'all. How? Okay, my thing is, okay, y'all, look. I'm not taking up for this woman. She wrong for shooting the woman. Now, my thing is for this woman to be this close to those kids. Were they in her yard or was she in their yard? Y'all got to look at it that way too. Now, I'm not saying she's right for killing that woman. She was most definitely wrong for shooting the woman. But I'm saying though, with the kids in her yard, that's all I'm saying. With the kids in her yard. Because they don't have this, to me, it seemed like they don't have this problem before, you know.
the foot. That's when Lawrence says Owens came to her door and threatened her life. Lawrence claims the 35-year-old mom was banging on the door while yelling, "I'm going to kill you." She says she panicked, grabbed a handgun, and fired through her door.
I don't think that somebody would come over to somebody's yard and say, "I'm gonna kill you." I can't go with that one now. I can't go to that one. I'm sorry. I can't go with that one.
Then called 911. That wasn't the first time, though, that she'd called emergency services that night. In fact, just a few minutes before Lawrence shot Owens, she says she called 911 to complain about the kids playing outside. Here's a bit from those two calls.
All right, and tell me exactly what happened.
We got kids trespassing again. They're leaving.
Hold on, y'all. Let's look at this 911 call. Tell me exactly what happened and what the man said. I've got kids trespassing and yelling and leaving their toys around and just been absolutely obnoxious. Come on, lady. That's what you call 911 for?
around. It's just screaming, yelling, just being absolutely obnoxious.
Calm down.
Oh my God.
Now she wants to cry. The 911 caller said, calm down. You said someone was trying to break down your door. Is that correct? Yes, the woman was screaming and yelling, and she was trying to break down my door. Now, was she knocking on the door or was she trying to break down the door?
Says someone tried to break down your door. Is that correct?
Yes, the woman was screaming and yelling, and she was trying to break down my door. I didn't know what to do. I grabbed my gun and I shot at the door.
I didn't know what to do, so I grabbed my gun and I shot at the door. I thought she was going to kill me. You thought she was going to go kill you while you in there? If you thought she was going to kill you, why you ain't down 911? Like you, look, y'all, like you, hold up. Let's go back this. Let's go back. I can't just ignore this. Let's take a look at this 911 call again. First of all, she said that the woman said, I'm going to kill you. I'm going to blank kill you. She thought the door was going to blank. What is it? Going to kill me this time?
Says Owens came to her door and threatened her life. Lorenz claims the 35-year-old mom was banging on the door while yelling, I'm going to kill you. She says she panicked, grabbed a handgun, and fired through her door, then called 911. That wasn't the first time, though, that she'd called emergency services that night. In fact, just a few minutes before Lorenz shot Owens, she says she called 911 to complain about the kids playing outside. Here's a bit from those two calls.
All right, and tell me exactly what happened.
Okay, let's go with this 911 call, y'all. This is a reaction channel. So let's follow through. Let's follow respectfully. This is the 911 call, okay? Tell me exactly what happened. I've got kids trespassing and yelling and leaving their toys around and just been absolutely obnoxious.
I got kids trespassing again. They're leaving all the toys around. It's just screaming, yelling, just being absolutely obnoxious.
Calm down.
Oh my God.
She said, calm down. That was very nice of the 911 call. You said someone was trying to break down your door. Is that correct? Yes. The woman who's screaming and yelling, and she was trying to break down my door. I don't sound right. I don't know.
You said someone tried to break down your door. Is that correct?
Yes, the woman was screaming and yelling, and she was trying to break down my door. I didn't know what to do.
Come on, that don't even sound right. I didn't know what to do. I grabbed my gun and I shot at the. Why would you grab your gun to shoot at the door? I thought she was going to kill me.
So I grabbed my gun and I shot at the door. I thought she was going to kill me.
Lorenz told detectives that she'd specifically purchased the handgun she used to kill Owens to protect herself after prior run-ins with the mom. Authorities say the shooting does not meet the
58 years old. Come on now. Okay, y'all, this video right here, we're gonna this is the family want justice.
But at the same time, we want him to
Wait, the family want justice because they don't left this. You see what I mean? When I was talking and I was saying a lot of things wrong with kids because they don't have no parent. Now this mother, children is gone, and y'all wonder why they out here in the street shooting. And then you say, I'm gonna tell your mama, oh, my mama been dead. You know what I mean? But let's listen to the family, y'all. This is the neighbor's family, the one who was shot, okay? Y'all be safe out here. Be careful out here. You know, call the police. Call the police. If you can't handle it, call the police. You know. The family do need justice.
My name is Anthony Thomas. I represent, along with Mr. Benjamin Crump, the family in this matter. We want to make sure that we get the answers for the family, but we want an arrest right now. There are many questions out there that we have. We all are feeling as if there is some shade, or we're being left in the dark for some reason where these answers haven't been met. And so we want to get to that. But before we get to that, we need an arrest. Make no mistake about it, we do support our sheriff. But at the same time, we want him to do the job that he has promised that he would do. And we want swift justice. And that comes first with an arrest. He needs probable cause. That's what he's told me. So at this time, if there are members of the press who would like to ask questions, I will be answering on behalf of the family. Certainly, ladies and gentlemen in the audience, I know you have 1,000,001 questions to ask. But right now, we just want to make sure that we send the message and that we stand in solidarity today. I'm glad our members of the clergy are here today to stand in solidarity on behalf of this family, these children who lost their mother in cold blood.
You ain't got no mama.
We need an arrest. Thank you.
You really get a very complete. You got out there in councilman here, what is he saying? You got representative.
I'm sorry, the gentleman in the front is asking a question.
We didn't really get a very complete account from the sheriff of what may have happened. We apparently understood what he was saying. Are you able to give an account of what happened on Friday evening, how it unfolded?
According to the information that we've been located, I'm sorry, they didn't hear you. So the question is whether or not we can give an account of what has happened. Like was said earlier today, this horrible, unjustified killing was done in front of the children. The children are the witnesses. These children have been through a lot. And certainly we don't want to put any pressure on the children because we want them to have the opportunity to grieve and also explain what has happened to their mother. Those stories are in development. And we have found out so far that there was an iPad. I'm sure you heard that from Sheriff Woods today. Whereas it belonged to one of the children. And there was a situation between Susan and the children. One of the children were hit with a pair of skates. I'm sure Sheriff Woods explained that today as well. You heard that today. And of course, AJ, Ms. Owens, went to see why. She knocked on the door, according to the information I've been given, once. When there was no answer, she simply replied, "I know you hear me." There was no altercation. At the time that was said, the shot rang, killing Ms. Owens in front of her children. That's all the story that I have at this far until we get more developments. I'm only taking questions from members of the press at this time.
Do you believe that about a demand for justice and that step one would be an arrest? What does complete justice look like to you?
A conviction.
Well, complete justice is, first of all, Sheriff Woods taking care of his responsibilities and doing his due diligence. He makes an arrest, comes first. And after that arrest, he needs to do a complete and thorough investigation. The state attorney also has equal duty and obligations, thank you, when it comes to defining what justice means. And so once we get the information over to the state attorney, it's the state attorney's job to prosecute to the fullest extent of the law. And so once we are able to get the prosecution and everything that comes before that, we want a conviction. Because this cannot go away. These children are never going to forget what has happened to their mother.
Never.
What are we as a community going to do about that?
As the family's attorney, do you believe probable cause has already been established?
I do. But that's not my job to determine. That is Sheriff Woods' job.
You need to get up on. That's why we got you here, because we tired of this. Not the first time.
And that's why we're meeting here today, to make sure that we have the community support, to make sure that not only me as their attorney, but also the entire community is
Community,
demanding
that's
justice.
right.
This is Sheriff Woods' county.
It takes the community for a situation like this. People need to keep their children also in their own yard, regardless. Just to keep your children in their own yard. We had a lady like that when we were young. She didn't want nobody in her grass. Boy, we was playing in the street and we got scared because our ball rolled in that lady yard. And soon we ran over there and get that ball. That lady beat on her glass. But we didn't mean for the ball to go in the yard. So kids gonna be kids. That's what we got to realize too.
We are members of this county. We all need to come together in solidarity to let him know. Call him. Tell him what you feel. He's a public official. He can hear you. He may not want to, but he has taken on this job, and so he has to answer those hard questions. And that's how we feel.
My daughter, my grandchildren's mother, was shot and killed.
This the mother,
with her
y'all.
9-year-old son.
This is the young lady mother speaking on behalf of her daughter.
Standing next to her. She had no weapon. She posed no imminent threat to anyone. When we say it takes a village, it was a village that raised my baby girl, and I am grateful to each and every one. It is now going to take a village for these children. What I'm asking is for justice. Justice for my daughter, Ajika Chantrell Owens. I am asking for justice for Isaac Williams. Justice for Israel Owens. Justice for Africa Owens. Justice for Titus Owens. Justice for your family, for your children, for your loved ones. Justice for America. To God be the glory. I know justice will prevail. This is not over. My Father in heaven will see to it that these children, our family, our community will receive justice and provide for this family, our family, your family. Thank you.
When you met Ajika, her smile would light up the room. Ajika adored her children. She lived, eat, and breathed for them day in and day out. She made the sacrifices as a single mom to be there for them in each and every stages of their lives. She would never want to miss a football game, a practice, cheerleading. She was there. They were her world. They were her everything. And now, because of the senseless act, they are now without her. Let it be known, I happen to live in the same apartment as Ajika. A year before, I moved out of that apartment and she moved in a year later. My own children played in the same field as the children who played in the field now. Never was an issue, never was a problem. The landowner or the property overseer told the kids that they were able to play there as long as they cleaned up after themselves.
Okay, that's nice.
This woman had no right as a tenant to tell these children that they could not be children.
That's right.
And play.
That's right.
I truly wish that we were here for different circumstances.
And you know the sad thing, y'all, them her kids right there. And you know what the sad thing is about it? Kids need somewhere to play. Kids need somewhere to play, y'all. They can't just be hemmed up in the house. Now the private property told them that they can play out there in the field. They just told them to stay off and over there in her yard. They can't help us a ball roll over there, y'all. Look at these little kids, y'all. They don't have a mother anymore.
What we're here for is a sign of the time and the sign of living in Florida. I stand before you today as the president of the Marion County branch of the NAACP. It is time for us to reawake and be responsible,
Fix that mic.
be conscious of not just our own, but our neighbors. The issues that we have on today and what we want to decree is that we demand a full and fair, transparent, and swift investigation into the death of this mother. The truth is, we've gotten to the point where Black folks are almost living in a day where we're afraid to go outside.
Oh, that mic is getting on my nerve, yo. I want to hear what he's saying.
We are in a constant state of fear or constantly on guard for everything we do. This is our children and adults deserve to live in a world where they do not have to live in fear of their neighbors, of the people that live next door to you. You should not ever have to be afraid that if you go and speak, question, or ask, that you can just be shot through a door. This case is really reminiscent of the April shooting of a 16-year-old Ralph Yarl, who was shot when he accidentally knocked on the wrong door. It is a tragic reminder of the fact that it is simply not safe to be Black in America. We live in a state where our truth is uncomfortable for others, so now we're not allowed to share our truth. The NAACP stands with this family, and we call for an immediate, fair, and impartial investigation into this incident. We also seek accountability and justice. And the same ferociousness that is used when it's one of us,
Skip it.
we like to see it.
And listen, we stand here on Tuesday afternoon and no one has been arrested. Everyone knows who did this. And as we stand demanding justice in our community, we need to know why the sheriff and the officers of the Marion County Sheriff Department have not arrested. We understand that there's a legal process, et cetera, et cetera. A few weeks ago, when the Black children killed the white children, they were marching us before the camera like runaway slaves. And here they know she didn't even run away.
Already been in jail. If any one of us that's standing here right now had committed these same actions, we would have already been in jail. Justice would have been swift, and the wheels of justice would have rolled on.
Okay, yeah, this is what I want to talk about. Okay, I understand that they speaking about this and everything. I wanna ask y'all something. Okay, let me go back to
court date today for the woman who shot and killed her neighbor.
That
The case made
911
headlines last
call.
week after Susan Lawrence shot AJ Owens right through her front door. Lawrence says that she feared for her life in that case. She's now charged with manslaughter.
And today, prosecutors and the victim's family are hoping to keep Lawrence behind bars. Kelly Cowan joins us now with the latest. Hey, Kel.
Hey, good morning to you. Yeah, Lawrence has already admitted to fatally shooting her neighbor through
Okay,
her
hold up. Okay. Now,
grass sign on one side of the property.
okay. Let me ask y'all something. To be fair, guys. I'm gonna be fair. I want to ask y'all something. There go a sign right there on her yard. Keep off the grass. Where is the field? Everybody keep naming the field. Where is the field that the kids can play on? Let me see. Where is the field? Is the field closer to this lady property? Is the field is close to her yard? I mean, said to where is the field that the kids play on? Cause the ball gonna come up in the yard. So in that case, then they keep saying it's these apartments, but here go the. I see the mailboxes. I see the keep off the grass, and the police done been out there numerous of times. Is it about the same thing? It's right, y'all. She didn't have no business shooting through the door. But the thing is, when the mama went over there knowing that this woman here gonna cause problem, do y'all think she should have called the police? Because they know the lady already gonna say what she gonna say.
To try to quell the issues.
See, where's the field? Is this the field? Okay, here go the field. I got you. They got landlord property. They got it pointed over here. This is the field where the kids play, y'all. This is where the landlord, everybody at the apartment gave them to play. Kids need somewhere to play, y'all. Okay, if her property over here where the arrow point, the ball is going to roll that way. The ball going to not doing it necessarily, but it's going to run that way. But she don't want the ball on her grass. We can understand it. But as kids, they should have built a fence or something right there, knowing that that ball was going to roll over there. It ain't, and she said she tired of looking at children toys in her yard. I don't understand what's going on here. Now, like I said, the officer done been over there twice, couple times. Now, parents, one thing we have to understand is your children can't do what they want to do. And if the lady came on there and knocked on the door, she knocked on the door, it's okay. She knocked on the door to find out where's her daughter tablet that you took. It has something to do with a tablet. It's more than just them playing in her yard. Okay, listen to this.
That the children would stay away because Lawrence had complained about noise. Lawrence also told detectives that she called the victim's children by racist slurs.
Okay, first of all, ma'am, I can't tell nobody where to live. You might not want to stay right there in that area because I had to move numerous of times because people had children, and I know children want to throw the football and they carry in my car. All cars out there carry in my car. I would get upset. And I said, man, can y'all please stop y'all kids from hitting my car? It was irritating. So I moved. Now, these days, people got kids. You might want to consider moving, and get out from around kids. Because the lady said she get headaches.
Up to the slang. According to the arrest report, Lawrence told deputies that she had a headache on the day of the shooting and the kids were making too much noise in the yards. So she confronted them. The kids told investigators.
But ma'am, here we go. You have a health problem because you said you had a headache. It became mental. Anything gonna irritate your headache. So anything that's gonna irritate her headache. But the things that she decided to do was wrong. The way she handled it was totally wrong because she had a headache. So I'm going to shoot through the door because I can't stand these people. I don't know what the woman was thinking because she had a headache. But do y'all want a question to ask y'all? Do y'all think the mother didn't make a good decision by going and knock on that door to get her daughter's tablet that the lady took from her. The lady took her daughter's tablet, allegedly, and then give it back to her. So do you think the woman is wrong for going over there to get her daughter tablet? Knocking on the door. If I have a problem out of my neighbor, like this neighbor next door to me, I'm not going to fool with her. I'm not going to fool with her no more about my fence. So I'm going to let the police deal with her. I can't deal with people like that. But y'all tell me what y'all think.
She'd chased them away from a common area in the complex by swinging an umbrella at them. Later that night, as some kids were playing basketball outside, detectives say Lawrence came out of her home and threw rollerblades at the children, hitting one in the foot. That's when Lawrence says Owens came to her door and threatened her life. Lawrence claims...
Okay. Now, I wasn't there. Now, there's no way in the world I'm going to go to somebody's house and threaten their life. I'm not that stupid to go knock on the door. Hey, if you don't give me my daughter tablet, I'm going to tear this door down. I couldn't do that. Now, I don't know what was said. I don't know what was going on, but the mama did the right thing to go knock on the door. But just that still, I'm going to say, just because you're afraid, everybody you're afraid of, you're just going to get a gun and shoot through the door. No, that's not a good decision.
The 35-year-old mom was banging on the door while yelling, "I'm going to kill you." She says she panicked, grabbed a handgun, and fired through her door, then called 911. That wasn't the first time, though, that she'd called emergency services that night. In fact, just a few minutes before Lawrence shot Owens, she says she called 911 to complain about the kids playing outside. Here's a bit from those two calls.
All right, and tell me exactly what happened. We got kids trespassing again. They're leaving all the toys around. It's just...
Okay. See, she spent time. See, that's what I don't understand. The woman's wrong. But she spent time dialing 911 after she shot the lady. Why didn't she call 911 before she shot her neighbor? Why didn't she call 911 and say, hey, this woman is beating on my door, her kids, da-da-da-da-da, like she doing now. Tell me exactly what happened. I got kids trespassing and yelling and leaving their toys around and just been absolute obnoxious. So that means that you don't like where you live.
Screaming, yelling, just being absolutely obnoxious.
Calm down.
Oh my God.
You said someone tried to break down your door, is that correct?
Yes. Yes, the woman was screaming and yelling and she was trying to break down my door. I didn't know what to do. I grabbed my gun and I shot at the door. She was going to get me.
That's not good. This is not good. This is not good at all. This is not good. This part right here onto the 911 call, this is not good. Yes, the woman was screaming and yelling. I wouldn't doubt that the mama wasn't screaming and yelling. Give me my daughter iPad. Give it to me. I didn't know what to do. Okay, so somebody beating on your door and you don't know what to do. So you go get, okay, so anybody beating on my door, I'm supposed to shoot through my door. I thought she was going to kill me with your door locked. If you thought she was going to kill you, should have dialed 911.
Lawrence told detectives that she'd specifically purchased the handgun she used to kill Owens to protect herself after prior run-ins with the mom. Authorities say the shooting does not meet the standard for stand your ground.
No, she tripping. Whew.
New video this morning shows a woman in handcuffs after allegedly shooting her neighbor through her own front door. 58-year-old Susan Lawrence is charged with manslaughter with a firearm,
58
a first-degree
years
felony
old.
with a maximum sentence of 30 years in prison. This is Lawrence's mugshot. Fox 35 got
58 years old. They had a field to play on, y'all. these kids in the community, kids leave their bikes in front of your door, but not over here. They don't leave their bike. But I do see children bikes in the neighborhood. I seen a child bike, and we'll move it to the side. You know what I mean? Don't nobody get. It don't happen like that all the time. But this here situation happens all the time. All the time. What would y'all have done about this? Put it in the comment section.
At it minutes before 1 o'clock this morning. First appearance begins at 9 a.m. We are in contact with jail officials about whether she is scheduled for that time. The arrest follows a day of protest over the death of A.J. Owens, who was killed after being shot through her neighbor's door.
Yeah, the pair were allegedly in a dispute over a children's tablet as well. And Randy Hildreth is live outside the Marion County Jail this morning. Randy, the sheriff, has spoken exclusively with Fox 35 about the arrest and the ongoing feud between these two neighbors.
Hey, good morning to you both. And one of the more difficult pieces of information that's come out of this investigation is that Owens's children were key witnesses in piecing this story together. I do want to break down the very latest that we got from the sheriff's office in the series of events that unfolded.
Okay, let's go over this. She's 58 years old, angry about kids playing in her yard. So the landlord did go and put signs up and tell them to stay out the grass. But he also allowed the kids to play on the little field right there, y'all. Okay, the older sibling knocked on door. She swung an umbrella. A.J. Owens went to the home, was shot and killed. What y'all got to say about that? What y'all got to say about that? Just imagine that's your house. You so worried about kids in your yard. Well, she might not want kids in her yard. Okay? She might have did. But okay. Woo, Lord. Susan. Why is her name Susan? Okay, Susan is 58 years old. Susie is an angry woman. She don't want kids playing in her yard. And why did that child knock on her door? It's something missing out of this. Because why would the sibling knock on her door? What is it that she got that the children want? She swung an umbrella. Okay. A.J. Owens is the mother. She went to the home and was shot and killed. Now, this is a neighbor that always have a dispute. I'm asking y'all, what would you all have done if you and the neighbor, the police don't been over there numerous of times about y'all? Now, if the lady, if Miss Susan, I'm gonna respect her, if she has something that belongs to those kids, she needs to give it back to the kids. That's the only thing I say. She needs to get whatever she got belongs to them kids back to them kids. The mother wouldn't have, Miss A.J. Owens allegedly wouldn't have walked over there if she knew, if she didn't have her tablet. If she didn't have her kid tablet, Miss Owens wouldn't probably went over there. Miss Owens knocked on the door. They don't have the tablet on here. See, we don't see nothing about no tablet. But the tablet came up. That's why Miss Owens went over there. She didn't go over there because she threw the umbrella at the kids. She went over there because she got something belongs to the kids, allegedly.
David, ultimately led to Owens being shot. And one of the things that the sheriff's office has said is that Lawrence was angry at Owens's children who were playing in a field near her home. We're told that she started yelling at them, which was overheard by a neighbor. One witness says that Lawrence used racial slurs towards the children. Deputies confirmed she threw a roller skate at the children and one was hit. And they do say an older sibling of Owens went to the home first to talk to Lawrence, and she swung an umbrella at them. And that's when they say Owens went to the home and knocked on the door. They say Lawrence fired one shot through the closed front door and it hit Owens in her chest with her 10-year-old
so
standing
in
next.
other words, allegedly, mentally, emotionally, physically, and socially, she already gonna stand her ground. I got to find a way to get rid of this, but now the prop, she killed somebody. That's not standing your ground. You're standing your ground is I'm forcing my way into your house, not knocking on your door. That's not standing your ground law. So there should be justice for this young lady, okay? Then the kids, y'all saw this. The kid could have got shot, but the mom got shot eventually.
To her. I want to show viewers that mugshot again that we got overnight. Now, Lorenz claimed that the shooting was self-defense and that Owens tried to break down her door, but investigators say between witness statements and surveillance video, that was not true, and Florida's stand your ground law.
Somebody told that 58-year-old woman, said, now they probably didn't tell her to break down. Hey, tell them that they were trying to break down your door so you won't go to jail.
Doesn't work in this case. In that exclusive interview with Sheriff Billy Woods, he acknowledged the growing calls for Lorenz's arrest, including protests yesterday.
Y'all, let's
But he
check
said
and see what the
investigators
neighbors have to say about they reacted to this. The neighbors reacted to this. Let's see what the neighbors had to say, okay?
And forth, and they want to make their message clear to everyone at the same time first. But we will have a sit down with them later on today. And this arrest of the suspect comes after days of public outcry for her to be put behind bars. Investigators say witnesses told them that Ajika A.J. Owens was confronting Susan Lawrence after a dispute with her children who were playing in a field next to her home. Now, Lawrence is now accused of throwing a skate at one of the kids, and that's when AJ went next door. Investigators tell us that Lawrence then shot and killed AJ by shooting through her closed door. Originally, she was put into handcuffs and placed in a patrol car, but was let go after investigators said that had to look into her claims that she was standing her ground. Now, there's no question that the race of the victim and the suspect heightened tensions even more when Lawrence was not immediately arrested, and that led us to seeing protesters marching through downtown Ocala yesterday and ultimately inside the courthouse to the state attorney's office demanding that action be taken. Now, prominent civil rights attorney Ben Crump is working with the family. His team has blamed the delayed arrest on the controversial stand your ground law, and while someone is now behind bars, they said they will not be satisfied until a conviction is made. Now, the family and Crump are expected to speak coming up in just a few moments. We do have a crew inside. As soon as they start speaking, we'll have it in its entirety on our West 2 News Facebook page and also right here on West 2 News at noon. But earlier today, our own Tony Atkins was also in Marion County talking to neighbors about the reaction of that arrest that occurred overnight.
From the basketball hoops to the bikes left roadside. No doubt this neighborhood tells the story of a place where kids spend a lot of time outside. Today, the streets are quiet after days of tension.
She took someone's kid's mom away. She didn't just kill someone, she killed someone's mom.
Megan Stevens is talking about her neighbor from across the street, Susan Lawrence, who's now charged with shooting her neighbor from next door, Ajika Owens, or AJ for short. Parents here say all the kids play outside together, many of them black or mixed. They say Lawrence would often call them slurs before things escalated.
Oh, so that's a problem. Y'all already know what time it is.
And the N-word, hard R, you know, whatever, you know, stuff that.
This memorial right here is the result of what happened in this field. Now, people in this neighborhood say this field is where kids like to play. You can see why, because
And
it
the
has
field is beautiful, y'all. The field is beautiful for the kid to play. The kids don't have nowhere else to play. They ain't got nowhere else to play. So you can't be hard. It's a big field.
so much space. And this is where all the children in the area would come and play. Now, they say that Lawrence really had an issue with kids playing near her home. It eventually escalated, and Owens came over from her house across the street to confront Lawrence. And that's when deputies say she shot through her front door, killing Owens.
And I heard a bang on my door so loud that my windows were shaking. And I came outside, and her son was literally gasping.
Hold up. Listen. She said she heard a bam so loud. Hold up. So the mama did bang on the door hard. Listen to what the neighbor said. I heard that she said, I heard the bam knock on the door so hard. Listen.
Shot through her front door, killing Owens.
And I heard a bang on my door so loud that my windows were shaking.
I heard a bam on my door. Who is she? She said I heard a bam on my door. Hold up, y'all. Hold up. Let me rewind this again. She heard a bang on my door. How she gonna hear a bang on her door? That's why I put the close capture right here, y'all. Listen. How she hear a bang on her door?
Door killing Owens.
And I heard a bang on my door so loud that my windows were shaking. And I came outside and her son was literally gasping for air, telling me that his mother had been shot by the lady across the street.
Oh, they knocked on her door. Her son ran over her house and knocked on her door. He was losing. He gasping. Okay, thank you. That's why you had to hear everything. I should have kept playing it. My fault. Sorry about it, y'all.
You said you knew who that was.
I knew who it was immediately.
Phyllis Willis says these moments were heart-wrenching, seeing her friend and neighbor dead across the street. Her message to the woman accused of shooting AJ was simple.
I hope she rots in hell.
In Marion County, Tony Atkins, West
That's
2 News.
sad, y'all. This is sad. This is some sad stuff. Y'all
New
tried
video
it.
this morning shows a
Y'all
woman
tried
in
it.
handcuffs after
Let me stop
allegedly
this.
shooting her neighbor through her own front door. 58-year-old.
Oh, y'all. Put in the chat if you think the mama should have went over there and confronted the lady. Just put in the chat.
Hey guys, welcome to Forward. We're a new.
I put that thing on stop. Jesus Christ.
The field is a public field. We live in an apartment complex. Nobody owns anything. We all lease. And even the field is big. So, it's really big. Even when they play out there, they don't play on the side where her apartment is. They play on the other side to avoid all this confusion, but she comes out anyways. Anytime the kids are out there, she's coming outside. She antagonizes kids. She calls them names, slaves, racial slurs, all kinds of stuff, all of the children.
Did she say something to your children?
Yes, she says stuff to everybody's children. She's told my daughter that she was going to be raped if she didn't get off of her property.
Justice for AJ! Justice for AJ! And we hope that the state attorney will consider these witness statements from those neighbors who lived in that apartment complex who had to deal with.
You know what? The sad thing about this, I didn't mean to stop it. The sad thing about this, that this could have happened to anybody, child. If she had a headache, you know what I mean? This could have happened to anybody, child. Now she got a bond. Hold up, y'all. Hold up. She got a bond.
All right, we are here for Susan Owens, 23 C 2236. Before we get started, I just want to remind everybody of a few rules that we have in court. Of course, you're welcome to be here in court because
Wrong with the judge.
However, you cannot, if you're in the audience, you cannot say anything during court, either before or after. So everyone is hereby ordered to remain silent while they're in court, okay? Also, you cannot have your phones out unless you're a credentialed member of the meeting. So you're hereby ordered to turn your phones off and put them away. If for some reason you take out your phone, one, the phone's going to be confiscated till the end of these proceedings. Two, you could be held in contempt of court. Same thing if you yell out something in court. You can be held in contempt of court and face sanctions. Please don't make the mistake of violating these court rules. I know I'm going to trust all of you to follow the rules. And in this case, we'll proceed accordingly. Give me 1 second here.
Hold on, y'all. Let me make sure I ain't go over a minute. Got this thing here messed up. Okay. Oh, Lord. I'm almost at a minute, y'all. Hold up. Please.
I'm not sure who's Mr. Buckman, the sheriff? Okay. It's my understanding the state had previously indicated.
You think this easy? You honey, why is you on here now with your legs like that? Lord, let me check. Oh Lord, I'm sorry, y'all. I ain't meant to give y'all that break.
Wanted to file a motion for regional attention, but that position may have changed.
It has, Your Honor. After reviewing the applicable statutes, rules, and case law, the state does not have a legal basis to file such a motion.
Okay. So in that case, we will legally required to set a bond for this offense. It is a bondable offense.
Yes, sir. May I please
Sizemore,
report?
you represent Ms. Lawrence?
Yes, may I please report and
Sure.
Sizemore on behalf of the defense. The defense set a motion to set bond for Ms. Lorenz. I'd like to take some testimony from her. Is it okay if we remain seated?
Yes, ma'am. Ma'am, please raise your right hand. Swear affirm the information you shall give us the whole truth and nothing but the truth, so help you God.
Yes, I do.
All right, go ahead.
Can you please state your name and spell your last name for us? Susan Lorenz, Lorin.
Yeah, I don't know why it's so low. They might not want y'all to hear, so use your headsets.
And how long have you lived in Marion County? About 15 years. Do you have any friends or family here? Yes. Who? Sister and friends. Do you have any assets? Not really. Okay. Do you own any homes? No. Do you own a vehicle? I do, but it's got a loan on it. Okay. How much do you owe on the vehicle? $22,000. Do you have any other assets at all? Some furniture. Okay. How much do you think that's worth? $3,000. Will you be able to find lodging here in Ocala?
Hold up, y'all. Y'all hear what they telling this woman? They telling this 58-year-old woman that they trying to get a bond for her, y'all. And they asking her what kind of collateral she has. And then they gonna ask her, would you be able to find a lodging here in Osceola? I know where this at. To Ocala. Yeah, that's going toward Gainesville. They asking her, can she go stay in a hotel?
Please? Probably. Do you have a passport? No.
Do she have a passport?
Court dates? Yes. How much money do you think you can afford to postpone? $1,700.
Okay, so how much money do you think you can afford to postpone $1,700?
Is that a yes? Yes. I don't have any other questions, Judge.
Question, any question up there?
Briefly, Your Honor. Ma'am, you were born, I believe, in 1964,
Yes.
making you 58 years old now.
Yes.
You're not currently married, are you?
No.
Do you have any children?
No.
You mentioned, I believe, a relative, a sister.
Yes.
What city and state does she live
They're
in?
trying to get her a bond, y'all. Listen to these questions.
Out in Florida.
And how long has she lived here?
About 15 years.
Are your parents still living?
No.
You're not currently employed, correct?
That is correct.
Do you own any real property at all?
No.
Am I correct that you were renting the apartment that you were living in?
Objection, Judge. I would instruct her not to answer.
She don't own that apartment. See, that lady lying. I'm sorry, y'all. She don't own that
Am I
apartment.
correct that you were renting?
She renting that apartment.
Objection, Judge. I would instruct
And
her.
then she gonna say objection. I would instruct her. That lady don't own that house. She don't own that apartment where she lived. The landlord owned it.
Answer. I'm sorry?
Question of renting?
Yes, sir. Whether or not she owned the property or was renting it.
But you said that she owned the property. She's renting the property, honey. It's a difference between owning a property and renting a property.
You can answer. Okay.
You were renting that property,
Yes.
am I right? And are you aware that your landlord told detectives that he was evicting you from that property?
No, I was not aware.
You don't
Look at that, y'all. Look at that. The landlord is evicting her. How is she gonna try to get a bond? Gonna tell me that's her house? The attorney lying. The attorney letting her lie, y'all. She don't even own the property. And she about to get evicted. Come on, y'all.
Any business, correct?
That is correct.
And you don't have any financial interest or in any business ventures here in Marion County, right?
No.
Thank you, ma'am. No other questions.
Ms. Latimore, any additional witnesses?
No, sir.
Mr. Bussman, anything you want to say?
Hi, everyone. Mark Barden here.
It's a mess. She stood there and she sat right there and lied. Y'all, people. Wait, y'all, I'm trying to skip this because I got to eat this.
Pursuant to the statute, the victims do have a right, I believe, to address the court. In this case, the victims are represented by Mr. Thomas. With the court's permission, he has requested to be the person who speaks on behalf of the victim's family to the court. I indicated that will be up to you.
If he wants to speak on the podium.
Thank you. For the record, my name is Anthony Thomas. I represent the family of Ajita Owens. Your Honor, the family has asked that I speak this morning to ask for a bond commensurate with the act. Certainly, the amount of bond for the charges are at a number on the schedule that the family does not feel is enough. Quite frankly.
Now, the state, in this case, I believe the bond schedule for all the charges would be about $35,000. The $30,000 is obviously the driving force, which is the manslaughter. That
$45,000. That ain't nothing. She can get that.
bond schedule does not account for the use of a firearm. In this case, that use of the firearm enhances the crime up to a first-degree felony, punishable up to 30 years in prison.
I don't think she should get out, y'all. I don't think she should get a bond. I don't think if she get a bond, that bond need to be hiding it. The bond need to be set hiding it.
Obviously, here in Florida,
What y'all think?
Cases involving firearms very differently and more harshly. The defendant is facing a charge which potentially could result in her spending most of, or if not the rest of her life in prison. She does not have a job. She does not have any real property. She doesn't have a spouse or children who, except for a sister who would be considered a tie to this community. She's lived here a long time, but she doesn't have any type of financial interest, no business ventures, nothing like that. Based on all of that information, the state's requesting a $200,000 bond. Thank you, Your Honor.
Yes, sir. Judge, given Ms. Lauren's testimony and the amount of money that she can afford to post, the defense is asking for the court to set a bond as to count 1, $15,000, as to counts 2, $500, counts 3 and 4, $250, and counts 5, a $500 bond. She's testified that she has no passport. She has ties to the community. She's lived here for over 15 years. She has no criminal record. I think if the court were to set a bond in the amount the state is requesting, that would essentially be tantamount to no bond for her. So we're asking the court for those amounts.
There's been no information filed, correct?
No, sir.
All I have is the arrest report, and I have it down as count 1 is it's listed here as homicide, but I guess manslaughter. So manslaughter with a firearm.
Yes, sir.
Okay. First degree felony, culpable negligence. Count 2. I'm just writing these things down so I know what I'm doing. And that is misdemeanor.
Yes, sir.
Another assault, is that 3?
Yes, sir.
Another assault, that's 4. Battery. Those are all misdemeanors, is that?
Yes, sir.
So there's 5 offenses listed?
Yes, sir.
Well, she shot and killed somebody. Wrong with his face.
Anything else?
Jesus.
Whatever bond this court decides to impose, the state would ask for additional conditions, including no contact with the victim's children. They're minors. I'm not going to announce their names at this point. The defendant had no possession of any weapons or firearms, that she not return to the victim's residence or anywhere near the victim's residence. I understand that she lives across the street currently, until she is no longer allowed to live there. And I also asked for an ankle monitor.
Did you know that most of the problems in our body are due to a buildup of toxins?
Mm-mm. Okay, y'all, let me skip this commercial. Yeah, I tell you.
All right. What I'm going to do is honestly the same thing I do every case for the last almost 17 years now. For the most part, the bond schedule is for first appearances when no one has a lot of extra information. You're just trying to take an arrest, cause affidavit. You're going to have a full bond hearing. So I'm not going to set my bond in accordance with the bond schedule because I usually view that as something only for first appearances. What I weigh in every case is, what the past record is, and here she doesn't have any past record, and that weighs in her favor. But I also have to weigh flight risk and protection of the community. And those don't weigh in her favor because it's a first degree felony, which means it's punishable by 30 years in prison, which means she has an incentive to not return to court. Also, we have a situation where a person's been killed. I don't think there's any doubt that this person who fired the gun, the circumstances of that, I guess, there wasn't a doubt. This is not a whodunit as to who was pulling the trigger. It's simply a matter of circumstances surrounding pulling the trigger. So I'm not dealing with a case where really a lot of unknown facts. The offense is very serious. So all those weigh against her. What I'm going to do on count one is I'm going to set the bond at $150,000.
What? She got a bond, y'all. Well, to be honest with you, she can get a bond, but she gonna go to jail, y'all. Susan gonna do some time. It's her first defense.
2, 3, 4, and 5. Those are the 4 misdemeanors. And set the bonds on each of those at $1,000. Just typically what I do for misdemeanors.
No, they didn't. They set the bond. Well, y'all, they set the bond for $1,000. Okay. Now, this our first offense, y'all. If they let people who in Young Dolph and everybody else death out for a bond, Miss Susan deserves a bond too. Okay. So she deserves right to have a bond.
If she does bond out, I'm going to order that that she have no contact with the victims, the family in any way. That if she does return to her home, it sounds like maybe she's been evicted or as a process of eviction. So it takes a period of time. She certainly has things in the home. If she does go back there, I'm going to order that she leaves us. If she goes back there just to retrieve her belongings, then she needs to do that in the presence of another person.
I wouldn't want to go back over there by myself, y'all. You see the look on these people's face? That could have been his wife. Oh, Lord have mercy. There go a little girl. That's a little girl right there, y'all.
She has to do that with another person. She does have the ability to live there as long as
Her mama gone.
evicted, but if she get evicted and can't go back there. Okay. But my guess is probably better off to live there and just have a third person help you get your stuff. Okay. You cannot possess any firearms or weapons. You have no contact with the family of the victim. If you have a passport, you need to surrender it. ability
Ooh, ooh, Lord have mercy.
an ankle monitor to make sure that you do not leave the state of Florida. Okay. State requesting anything else?
No, Your Honor. Thank you.
All right. Anybody have anything else they want to add?
Not from the state, Your Honor.
No, sir.
Very nice day, everybody. Thank you, everyone, for your demeanor. I appreciate it.
Lord have mercy, y'all. What y'all think? What y'all think? What y'all think? I did, to be honest with y'all, to be honest, in this case right here, the way the option, I hate that this happened to both parties, the mother and the 58-year-old lady, because kids gonna be kids. And that's one thing we got to learn. But she deserved a bond, y'all. She deserved to get a bond. You know, everybody we don't see in all these different cases, like I said, Young Dog, Takeoff, everybody got $1 million bond. Everybody deserves to get a bond. But I hate that this happened the way it did. So, y'all, I mean, put it on in the comment when y'all get a chance. I'm about to head out. I just hate that something like this happened. Don't take law. The main thing is don't take law in your own hand. You know, she got to go to court, y'all. She don't kill somebody. She got to go to court. She going back to court. She got to monitor her. The lady ain't going nowhere. She done been evicted from the apartment. So they got to give her 30 days to be evicted. So, God. I'll say don't deal with your neighbor. If you got a neighbor like that, don't deal with them. Call the police like I did on this neighbor. It's the first time I ever called the police and somebody, but I don't like to argue, so I had to. So I'm not gonna go through this with this woman. Because I don't want nobody saying I did. And so don't take the law in your own hand. Okay, y'all like, share, and subscribe. And I hate that something like this happen. It happens all the time. Children do need a place to play, y'all. It's summertime, and a lot of us is going to deal with that. We're going to deal with this. Kids going to be all in your yard. They going to walk. Now, see, you know, we have a fence. Even my daughter had a fence. She was sitting on the back porch, and we got a fence up, but we still got yard on the side. And she told the dude, said, hey, dude, man, you can't be walking through here like that. You on my property. He said, I'm sorry. And then I said, yeah, don't do that. You know, it wasn't no yelling, cussing, and stuff like that. So that was just one time thing. But y'all tell me what y'all think. Put it in the comment section, y'all. Have a good morning, okay? Noon, night, eat, wherever it is. I'm out, y'all.